on day 123. We are select packing 17 miles over the Kinsmans today, even though it's raining. But we're currently having a break in the rain, so we'd like to get warm, so let's get moving.
Yeah.
We're the Six Pack Hikers.
Good morning. We are about an hour into our hiking, I think, working our way up Wolf Mountain, and then we'll be tackling South and North Kinsman mountains today. Praise God for a pretty substantial break in the rain. We checked weather before going to bed last night. It was looking pretty wet, and we got up really early and checked again this morning just to make sure there were no thunderstorm threats, and there weren't, which is great. And the rain had broken up a little bit, so what you're hearing is wind blowing it out of trees. So very thankful for that. So far it's been a very comfortable morning temperature wise, a little cool even, as we make our way to Wolf Mountain. Not sure how easy it will be to film, as we talked to Bearbait, who went up and over the Kinsmans yesterday, and he called from South Kinsman just to let us know that the last little bit of that climb is no joke. He put his poles away and was kind of doing hand over hand rock climbing. So not sure how we'll film that, but we will see what we can capture and keep moving through the day.
This crap's fine.
Looking good.
Skinny cracks.
Way to go, Tunes. Nice job. Scale that rock.
So we made it to the top of Mount Wolf. The climb wasn't that bad. It had a few breaks in it, but there were a couple of blowdowns to navigate around and a little bit of rock sheets, and just finished it. So now, Kinsman!
Yep, down to Eliza Brook Shelter.
Yes,
We're going
ma'am.
to take a little
Lunch break,
Little
or
burp.
snack break,
Yeah.
or pee break, or
and prep our minds break, and then
and then
begin the
climb up.
climb. Pretty little details.
She was definitely going to finish by the timeline. I can see.
Sunshine was just saying we are going through a Christmas tree farm, and it kind of feels that way. It's very pretty. We are at the Eliza Brook Shelter. I got you too, Wethead. Eating snack at the base
of
South Kinsman. Yep. We are getting ready to tackle our big climb of the day. Yep. Enjoying shelter for a minute before climbing up. Energizer, let's hear those highs and lows of Vermont.
So Vermont was a really long stay-ish, but my high would be Miss Lisa helping her cook dinner that one night was really fun. And my low would be all the mud.
Tunes, highs and lows for Vermont.
My highs would be staying with the Huebners. That was really fun, being able to hang out with some other kids around their age. And then my low would be all the pointless ups and downs that we had.
Sunshine, what are your highs and lows of Vermont?
My high is also the Huebner family, and my low is all the bugs that go.
All right, Serenity, what were your highs and lows of Vermont?
My high of Vermont was definitely, I think, the Wicked Way Station. It was just a super cool hostel. I would definitely revisit that one. And we got to play with baby chicks, which was fun. And my low of Vermont, I mean, I didn't think the mud was as bad as I was expecting, but the bugs were really bad, so they were my low.
Hey Beacon, what are your highs and lows of Vermont?
My highs in Vermont had to do with views and seeing cool people. So we had the Killington Peak summit that we climbed and had our first view in I don't know how long with all the rain and things, so that was fantastic. And we also got to see John Kelly going for his FKT, and that was unexpected but really exciting. So those were two highs for me. And then lows, the heat wave that came through was really challenging, especially with the volume of mosquitoes we dealt with that day. So I'm really proud of us for pushing through and for taking time off when we needed it, but that would be my low for Vermont. All right, Remy, highs and lows of Vermont.
All right, highs and lows. My trail-related high for the AT is going to be going over Killington and getting our first views. I think it was really cool going over the ski resort areas where the gondolas were and the ski patrol cabins and seeing the slopes. So that's one high. My non-trail related high is going through Stowe, reliving some of those memories with Beacon, and just visiting the hot spots from our honeymoon 18 years ago was just incredible.
I should have mentioned that too, so
Yeah.
I second that one.
Yeah. My low is going to be the trail condition in Vermont was a little challenging, and I'm not necessarily referring to the mud so much as just the overgrowth. You know, when you're constantly focused on foot placement, walking carefully through the mud, but you're getting slapped in the, or at least me, getting slapped in the face. Feels like you're playing slap box in a pool a bit because of all the rain. And so I wish it had been cut back a little bit more through the high grasses and the overgrown tree branches.
Where we're headed. You got it. We are now a little bit into our climb up South Kinsman. Over the course of the 2.4 miles to the top, we gain just shy of 2,000 feet of elevation. So it's no joke. So far, it's pretty much just been like only rocks and roots that we're stepping on, which is okay. So far, the rocks have been grippy, which is nice, not slick. I'll show you some of the trail in a minute. We're anticipating the last half mile of this climb because apparently it gets pretty rock climby where you put your poles away and just use both hands, both feet to scale kind of a boulder wall maybe. So should be interesting. But for now, making our way up to that point. This is a nice break. What did you find, Tunes?
Look at, they're really pretty flowers. These flowers are so interesting. They're like,
Whoa.
I don't know what they
I
are.
don't know what those are either. Help us out, guys. What are these things? They're cool. Definitely getting steeper and rockier, but still using our poles. I think she's got it. Yeah, watch the slug. There's a slug on the ledge. ledge there we're supposed to grab. Way up
Gorgeous
Kinsman.
view.
I think we would have had a view there.
We're only 50 feet off the ground.
Yeah, we're not that high up, right? Maybe it's a good thing. Makes it less scary. The very top of South Kinsman is supposed to be pretty open and exposed. So on a clear day, I think we would have a view. We made it up and over the North Kinsman peak and met up with Straps and Jeremy, who flew past us. They were feeling really good today, which is awesome. They're slack packing as well, courtesy of the Notch hostel. So we're on our way down. I think we've got, I don't know how many miles of down, but it's a lot. But 5 miles of down, says Trinity. That's a lot of miles of down. We may stop at the shelter on the way down to eat some lunch, or we might just push through. We're not sure yet. We're all ready to be dry again. It did dump on us on the North Peak, so no video of that because it was raining really hard. But very thankful we were able to get up the rock scrambles and stuff before the rain dumped, and it has stopped again. Enjoying this dry patch of air anyway. Making our way down. Energizer's down at the bottom. We have stairs and then no stairs.
They expect you to slide.
No, they expect you, I don't know. There's a well-worn path to the right. So we're going to take well-worn path to right. And then it comes back to stairs. Made it to Lonesome Lake. Hard to see amidst the fog. But on our way to the lake, we passed our first hut, which are like the fancy schmancy lodging options through the White Mountains. We'll not be staying in any of the huts. It was very pretty though. This is why it is hard to film. It is quite literally just a sea of rocks.
Swim.
Yeah, swim in the sea of rocks. And then slick roots. We're getting pretty close though. But we would all like to move faster. We just can't because of how many rocks there are. Or how the trail is just rock, I guess I should say. Not how many rocks. And not wanting to slip and fall into the water or sometimes the mud. The treadway has chilled out significantly, which we're grateful for. Still some rocks, but definitely some dirt, which is great. We are less than 2 miles from the end, which we're thinking means we're going to end around 4 o'clock, which we started at 6:30, and we had been told this would probably take us, well, different people told us different things, but anywhere from 11 hours to 16 hours, when being slacked, it would take us that long. So looks like it's going to take us 9.5. Feeling very, very good about that. And that is with the wet rocks, with the wet roots, the rain. So very proud of the kids, proud of Remy and I for pushing through. We haven't really stopped other than that snack break because we were so motivated to get to the hostel because we know, I mean, most everybody there. So we're pretty excited to hang out with friends tonight. But for now, we're going to finish up these last 1.7 or so and get to the shuttle. Current water crossing situation. Rocks are a little slick. Nice. Look who we ran into on trail. It's Nichols. He wanted help
What's up,
lightening
big
his
guy?
pack.
Thank you so much.
That's amazing.
Pancakes, but I do have donuts.
Guys, that's awesome.
That is a big gatorade.
And today's been the gloomiest day on trail, and now it's not.
Yesterday was nice though, wasn't it?
Oh, it was gorgeous.
You have a good view up on Moose Walk? We did.
That was a complete surprise. Apparently it wasn't a surprise to Remy, but it was a complete surprise to me and the kids that Nichols was coming out. He lives in Massachusetts. So he came up today and hiked southbound to catch us and brought baker's dozen donuts and Gatorades, and there were 2 donuts left over at the end, and Jeremy and Straps caught up and they each got a donut as well. And so Nichols, I don't think you can see him. Is he back there?
He's behind
He's pretty far back in a blue hat. Anyway, he's hiking in the back with the guys and hiking back to the trailhead with us. So cool. Like anytime we see a familiar face on trail, whether it's someone through hiking or someone we've met via Trail Magic or a friend or whatever from home, it's just such a spirit lift. So thank you, Nichols, for taking the time out of your schedule to come and find us and bring goodies. Definitely made our day. Chubby cheeks. Chubby cheeks. We are sitting in the kitchen. Where are we, Serenity?
At the Notch hostel. Huge thank you to Mr. Dale Schweizer who covered our stay here. It's a really neat hostel. We're having first dinner.
Yeah, we
Sort of.
we each had a sandwich. This is Remy's. He just is out
Getting
resupplying, getting second dinner. And we just like threw out everything we had on the table. So we had some popcorn, we had cookies, we had a muffin left over, I think, sandwiches. You're tucking into the popcorn, right? This is my favorite kind, y'all. It's delicious. White cheddar, smart food. And then, what you doing?
Nothing.
You're doing nothing. Were you helping bear bait with the eggs? Not really. Just telling him what he couldn't touch.
Bear bait in the kitchen.
Look, Mom, I'm famous.
Cooking eggs, right?
Yep, 6 of them. The way God intended. Just wait for the butter to start heating up.
When we arrived to the hostel, there was this cool box waiting on us from Eleanor, Martin, Simon, Jen, and Jeff, the Cone family. And we are going to check out what's inside. Just let me back up. Okay, dive in.
Whoa! There's a lot of stuff in there.
Oh my goodness.
Just dump it out.
You can dump it. Whoa, whoa. Oh my gosh.
All that.
Nice.
Skittles. That's
Star Wars.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Who needs a resupply when you got a resupply in a box? Sweet. We will pack that up for our next day in the whites. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Tunes, you're not really asleep yet because I just walked out and you were awake. We're in the bunk room. In the bunk room. Mattresses are cozy, comfy. We've got comforters. Peace. Serenity's down there feeling serene. Here's my bed. You'll notice Remy is missing. There are 5 beds per room, so he is across the hall, and I can't video over there because there's other people in the room. But this is cool. We got a whole bunch of signatures all over the place. Of course, our pal, Treehouse. Did y'all sign? I have to do that in the morning.
So we did 16.9 miles today over the Kinsmans. which was really rocky, but tomorrow we are going to be going over Franconia Ridge, which is really exciting. Except we are doing 10 miles and it has 6,000 feet of gain. So it is a lot of up.
Yes,
in
with
our
full
dating
packs.
hours.
Yep.
So, good night.